Yeah.
I'm recording it, so if you guys want to go, it's fine. Just have to watch the recording. Okay. Hello? Okay, I'll come get it. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about why those two ends are the same. Why does two ends are the same? Yes, Julian.
If you divide by 0.25, it's the same thing as multiplying by 4.
Why is that?
Um, the inverse, or like what's it called? ACF.
Yeah, so that just treated this as a 1/4. Is that okay?
Yeah.
This is a 1/4. So if you 1 divided by 1/4 is a 1 divided by 1/4, so that's equal to 1 times 4, that's equal to 4. Is that okay? And that's the same thing. So they are the same answer.
So that sounds good.
You would, but I don't prefer to. Mathematically speaking, you should not have a decimal inside a fraction. So technically, it's not proper, not wrong, but I will never teach that. There was a teacher, a friend of mine that taught that way. I didn't talk to her ever since. No, I find out my student learns like the literally he coming to me and says, "Oh yeah, this is my answer," and I'm like, "I'm about to shoot somebody." I swear, I was like, I had like, I was like, I never talked to her again. I was like, I'm not talking to you. You cannot teach a student that way. So you should not have a decimal inside a fraction. But you did it, it's fine. Not a teacher that's supposed to be doing that. The teacher taught that. That means you misguide every single student in her classroom, and there's 120 students for her to ruin. Well, I think those teachers should be in jail. They are ruining the students' education. That should be in jail. It should not be. Oh, I'm live streaming this. Oh, go clip it and then put on Instagram. Put on TikTok. Yeah. I swear, you should not be in decimal and fraction together. You should not put it together. And yeah, I remember her name, Davis. Not the school, the other school, old school. Not, don't worry, it's not the school. But that should not be right. It should not be right. Okay. Do I need to go over the first one? Yes. Okay, let's go over it. So I don't know the fractions, right? So let's say it's 2/16, and the x to the which power? -1/4 or -7/4? -1/4, and the x to the -3/4, right? And the y to the -3 and y to the -2 to the -2/3. Basically make sure whatever inside is simplified. So that's going to be 1/8. And this is the top minus bottom. So it's going to be -1/4 subtract -3/4. Is that okay? Y to the -3 subtract -2. And then to the -2/3. And then I will do this is 1/8. X to the this becomes adding. So that means 2/4, which is also 1/2. And the y to the -1 to the -2/3. So far, do you have any questions? It's subtracting top on the bottom. Roger, do you see where you mistake or no mistake right now?
Yeah.
It's fun? Okay. So then I'm going to distribute that. So it'll be 1 to the -2/3. Now 1 to the -2/3, 1 to any power is 1. So that's the nice thing about 1. And this one's going to be 8 to the -2/3. And this one's going to be x to the what? So this 2 is going to multiply. So the 2 is going to cancel out. It's going to be -1/3 y to the 2/3. Is that okay? Now, anything negative is going to switch sides. So that's going to be 8 to the 2/3 over x to the 1/3 and y to the 2/3. And what's 8 to the 3rd? 3/2. So you do roots first. Do not do power. Do roots first. So that's equal to 2 squared. That's equal to 4. So that's equal to 4 here. And that should be my answer. And that's how I approach it. How many of you guys got it wrong? Raise your hand, got it wrong, so I want to know. Okay, do you know where you did it wrong? Where, David?
I messed up the same place Roger did at the front when it came to plugging the numbers in.
Okay, how about you, Alo, in the corner? Okay, Tree? Tree, how to say your name?
Tree.
Oh, Tree is you. Oh, what's her name then?
Oh,
Benny, right? Ben?
Betty. Betty.
Betty. Oh, Betty. Okay, so Betty, where do you make mistake?
I just got the adding and subtracting of the fraction wrong.
Oh, adding and subtraction is make sure top subtract bottom, and those two negative signs sometimes will change to positive because you have two negative signs next to each other. So it's adding negative numbers. So you gotta make sure you do that. Is that okay? So this is the one question. Now, what's the answer for the second one? Alexis, can you tell me what answer for the second one?
Yeah.
4 there? Oh, that was an easy answer. Okay. Anybody did not get that? I'll send somebody to help you. And anybody did not get it? You did not get it?
I didn't, but I wrote the question down.
Okay, so that's another thing. Never ever write down the question wrong. If you don't understand my handwriting, text it, says, hey, what did he write? You ask somebody to make sure if you're not sure of something. But have you ever do a math problem, you find out your math question, you copy it down wrong, and you do all the way wrong? And that's what exactly how you be on tilt. Never, ever write any question. You're going to get so frustrated. Oh, shit, why did I write down question wrong? And those are things that's going to penalize you rather than you not knowing math. Because that's something that you can control. Something you can control, you have to control it well. But that's okay. Now we learn. Make sure you copy down the question wrong. So 4/3, and anybody need help? I'll send somebody to help you. Anybody? No? Going once? So everybody know how to addition and subtraction. This one's really easy. Just going to be 4 to the negative 2, x to the 4, y to the 6. And that's equal to x4, y6 over 16. This one is going to be 1/8, x to the 6, x to the 6, y to the 12. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So those are fairly easy. And that is equal to, this one's going to be 9x to the negative 4, y to the 10 times by 8x to the negative 12, y to the 6. And that's equal to 72, I think. X to the x is on the bottom. So x to the 16, y to the 16. Is that okay? Okay. So this is how long you should take it to your homework. 8 to the 3/4. So 3, 8, 4. So that's 2 to the 4. So that's equal to 16 minus 125 to the negative 2/3. So that's going to be 1/25 to the 2/3. And that's equal to 1/25, right? So that is equal to 399/25. Okay, good. Yeah, we almost finished. 32, so 32x to the negative 7/2 minus negative 11/2. So that's going to give you 4. I think, no, 2. I lied. Y to the what? Negative 7/2 to the negative 2/5. Now this number is going to get kind of big if you did it wrong. So 32 to the negative 2/5, x to the negative 4/5, y to the 7/5, and then you're going to change that. So y to the 7/5, x to the 4/5, and 32 to the 2/5. Now 32 to the 2/5, the fifth rule. So what's fifth rule of 32? Let me ask somebody. Let me ask Kennedy. What's 32 to the fifth roots? 2. Good. So you're just going to get, make sure you always do 2. And because you don't know what is the fifth rule of this 32 square, you don't know what's 32 square. So 2 square is 4. So it'll be y to the 7 over 5, x to the 4 over 5, and 32, so which is 4. Is that okay?
Extra 4.
4 over 5, yeah. Questions? Does anybody play table tennis here? No. My classroom has ping pong Friday, so afternoon. In case if you want to challenge me on a table tennis match.
Just for fun.
For extra credit.
If you beat me,
After class?
huh?
After class?
After class, if you beat me,
I'll try.
you're not gonna beat me. Any questions? All right. He can beat me though. He's better than me. Kevin's better than me. I haven't beat him for a while. All right. What's today's topic? I'm going to talk about a couple things. We're going to talk about so first of all, scientific notations. I know some of you guys in AP Chem. Everybody in AP Chem this year? Okay. You already have sit figure tests. Do you have to talk about scientific notation yet? Yeah. Okay. All right. We're going to talk about scientific notations, no different than the things. So start with scientific notation. Scientific notation is going to be a times 10 to the n power. A has to be between value 1 and less than 10. Okay, so it's the A has to be that. Scientific notation is to describe some number really big or really small. So for example, if you have like, I don't know, do you guys know what's the national debt? What's the national debt?
Trillions.
How many? 32 is a few years ago. I believe it's 39 trillion. I'm not sure, but you can look it up. National debt. There's actually a national debt calculator. Debt clock. Yeah, there we go. 39 or 40 trillion. Oh no, 38.
How much do I have?
Oh yeah.
$38 trillion.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, so that's a huge number, right? Guess what? You guys are paying for it, not me. I'll be dead. Your piggy bank has that much money. So yeah, this is how much. So debt per citizen is 108,000. So that's the national debt. So it's come down to a lot of policy issues, like whether Democrat or Republican and stuff like that. But reduce the tax for the rich is actually it's going to increase the national debt. So that's the main problem because they collect less money from rich people, and then but a lot of people don't understand this is a percentage, right? So This is something. So I don't know whether you are Democrat or Republican. It doesn't bother me, but I just tell you that reduce the tax for the rich does not help with national debt. It's actually increasing national debt because the rich people had to pay less tax. It's actually Warren Buffett is Warren Buffett says one thing. Warren Buffett is actually the richest person, and one of the richest person in the world. He says, I pay less percentage tax compared to my secretary, and that's how crazy that is. As far as percentages, now should they pay same percentage? No, because that would be way too extreme. But they should be slightly more, but not percentage wise. So it should be slightly more, but not the same percentage. But that's what happened with the national debt is keep on increasing. So yeah, so we got to be careful about moving to different country in the future. Otherwise, you're paying for those national debt. No, I don't know, but national debts may cause America to bankrupt and stuff like that. So A times 10 to, so that's a very big number. So let's just say we have 38 trillions. How many zeros is that? 38 trillions is how many zeros? Right? 9 zeros? And that's a shitload of money, right? And you want to write down all the zero all the time? There's got to be a way to write it. So the way to write it is to move 1, 2, 3, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it'll be 3.8 times 10 to the 10, 10 to the 10. And that's the proper way to write this number because that's a big number. The same thing about the percentages, right? So you don't want to write down so many zeros. What if your national debt keeps going to increase to 100 trillions, right? So you got more zero goes out. So that's a way to write down scientific notation. Any questions? No. So 3.8 times 10 to the 10. Okay. So now also that you can write something that's really small. Let's just say if you think about you're not in the AP chemistry. I happen to be in chemistry major, so I know the stuff. So do you guys know how many atoms inside one mole? 6.23 times 10 to the what? I think Avogadro's roll number is 23.
Yeah.
It's 23, right? Yeah. Okay. So that's how many atoms inside of one mole. Or they can be something very small. So you can write down, say something really small. Let's just say 0.000000023. And you can write that in scientific notation. But now your number is moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember, it has to be between 1 to 10. So 2.3 is between 1 to 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it'll be 2.3 times 10 to the negative 7. And that's represent is a very small value, and that's a small number. Hopefully this is okay. Does this make sense? Okay. 2.3 times 10 to the negative 7, and that's a very small value. Now here's the thing. What if I multiply two scientific notations? I don't think AP Chem has to deal with that. So let's just say 2 times 10 to the negative 7 times 8 times 10 to the 4th. Do you guys know, without calculator, do you know what is the scientific notation of these two numbers multiplied together? So imagine that this is a 2x to the 7 times 8x to the 4th. If they times each other, what am I going to get?
16.
Oh, sorry, negative 7, sorry.
16.
16x to the what? Negative 3. So can you say that this 2 times together is equal to 16 times 10 to the negative 3? But this is not a correct scientific notation. Why is wrong? 16 is larger than 10. So can I rewrite that 16 to 1.6 times 10 to the 1? And then times 10 to the -3. So that's equal to 1.6 times 10 to the -2. So this is a proper way to multiply a scientific notation, but it has to deal with exponent rules. But only thing that is a little bit different is that if the first number is bigger than 10, then that is going to be change the 10 to 1.6 times 10 to the 10 to the 1. Does that make sense? Is that okay? So what if you have 6 times 10 to the -8 times 8 to the times 10 to the -12? So what will be those two scientific notation multiplied together? Can you work it out and then check with each other? So what you guys get?
4.8.
-19. Yeah. 6 times 8 is 48 times 10 to the those two is add together -20. So be 4.8 times 10 to the first times 10 to the -20. So be 4.8 times 10 to the -19. Yeah. Huh?
100.
What
you mean 100? Something like that.
Oh, can I get the first number 100? Yeah, you can just do let's say it's 1.0 times 10 to the 2. So you convert that 100 to a scientific notation first and then yeah. All right, so that's good. So anybody understand? Okay. So can you divide by scientific notation? Yeah, you can. So that just say if let's say it's 2 times 10 to the 8 over 8 times 10 to the 2. Well, what happened to the 10? 10 to the what? 6, right? And this is the 1/4, right? But 1/4 is not a thing. So you know how to convert 1/4 to the decimals. So therefore, it's 0.25 times 10 to the 6. Now, can 0.25 convert? Because 0.25 is less than 1. So you had to do 2.5 times 10 to the -1 times 10 to the 6. That's equal to 2.5 times 10 to the 5. Is that okay? So you can change that 0.25 to 2.5 times 10 to something. So that's how you divide scientific notations. And you can do it without calculator with simple numbers. I don't know, Mr. Giordano talked about this. Divide. Not multiply and dividing. Yeah, because most of the time you probably don't have to deal with it. But I'm going to talk about something to help the Giordano, which is which is a dimension analysis. I don't know, did you talk about that yet? I'm going to help
Thanks for another great Titan day. Students, you are now dismissed.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, let's go. Just put that into one now. It's Wednesday's schedule, but it's not Wednesday's schedule. Huh? You won't play ping pong? No, I want to teach math. I'm sorry. Are you good at ping pong? No. Who's good at ping pong here? Anybody?
I'm okay.
You like to say you're good? Who plays? He played. He played the guy. He's really good. He beat me. He beat me all the time. Anybody else?
Kenny, you can beat me.
Kennedy? I don't know. Okay, so scientific notation. Good. So we finished scientific notation. Now that we're gonna teach you how to simplify radicals. Okay. How many of you guys know how to simplify? Give you a simple question. What is square root of 81? 9. Good. That means which two number multiply each other is gonna give you 81, so it's 9. Is that okay? But what about square root of 24? How do I simplify square root of 24?
You have to.
Okay, can you do it? Can you do it now? Coming back from summertime, you forget stuff.
Is it line now?
To square root of 6? Okay, so what is square root of 24? I'm going to show you an easy way. There's an easy way and a hard way. How many people don't know how to do it? Raise your hand. It's okay. You? Okay. I appreciate you. What's your name? Caden. I know I asked you like 6 times already. Caden, who's your algebra 2 teacher? Huh?
Mr. Ollie.
Mr. Ollie? He should teach you.
He did. I just didn't understand.
You never understood it?
Yeah.
Can I teach you a way that you can understand? Okay. So I will tell you I will tell you a story. I'm a good storyteller. Okay, so 10 years ago, I was teaching in summer school. In the summer school, it has a algebra 1 students that who fail algebra 1 3 times. So their average GPA of the class is 1.2. They can manage to fail Hope. That's how bad it is. Yeah. And so basically I have 3 drug dealers in the class. And I have like some crazy stuff, like just crazy student. I have a football player. He's a quarterback, but he cannot play football because his academics so low. He is the best quarterback in the school, and he cannot play football. Huh? And then so this is all the people that in the classroom. There's 30 people that I got really mad. I got really mad at them one day. And the reason why I got mad at them is they decided to do a spitball. Anybody know what spitball is? Yeah, it's like they chew the paper inside the mouth and they put it in a straw and they shoot at the people. Except they miss. So I was right on the board and they shoot on my board and stick on my board. I was so pissed. I pick up a desk. Oh, I'm live streaming this. Oh well. Who gives a shit? So I pick up a desk and then throw it across the room and hit the wall and bounce it off the wall. Like if you know me for like 10 years ago, I have like really bad temper. I just pick it up and I throw it all the way across the room and bounce off the wall and land on the ground. And I think that class went silent for like 10 minutes. Like everybody was talking before it was go dead silent. Nobody able to speak. But yeah, that was a back then when I was a really bad temper. So, and I told him, I said, this is a student I really care about teaching. I don't care about who I'm teaching. I could be teaching or student. I still care about you. And if you don't care about learning, I can walk out of this classroom, but this is the worst decision of your life. So I will make sure if I'm here, I'm going to help you, make sure you get through. So that classroom ended up to be those kids fail algebra 1 3 times. They all pass their EOC. The whole classroom passed their EOC for the first time in their life. That they actually pass one EOC is because what I taught them. So one day they would tell me like they talk very ghetto, you know, like they were just like really like they are like, oh yeah, like trap house. I'm like, what is a trap house? And so I go to them. I say, hey, Christopher, what does trap house mean? I hear you guys say that all the time. And they were like, Mr. A, just like a bunch of people doing drug in the room, you know, and they call it trap house. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay, I get it. I'm gonna teach you with the trap house way. Okay, so this is the trap house way, yes. So so I do prime factorizations, right? 2 and 12, and then 2 and 6, and then 2 and 3. So imagine I have 3 Chinese person and then 1 white guy. And they all speak different language, right? And you're trying to escape this jail. You're trying to escape this trap house when like police is surrounding you, right? And oh yeah, there's police right here. There's a police right here. This is 2 police, like 2 police like outside, right? And then so you're trying to get out of this trap house, and so you need a group of 2 to get out. So this is a group. They both speak Chinese. It's fine, so they can be friends with each other, trying to escape. And meanwhile, this Chinese person, this white person, they cannot speak the same language, so they kind of live inside. They cannot go anywhere. Like these 2 already went out and they already group out and they escape. Of course, every group is only 1 survivor, so the survivor is gonna get out. It's gonna be 2. Is that okay? Because 1 can get shot. Okay. And the other one that doesn't have friend is kind of stuck inside. And then it's gonna be 2 square root of 6. Now, Caitlin, do you get it? What happened to what? So this one has no friends because they don't have enough friend to get out. Okay, so it'd be 2 square root of 6. So I call it trap house way. It's okay? All right. So I want you to simplify square root 48. Now, whatever escape outside, they can multiply together, right? So that's fine. So at least my class is not boring. Now, there's a faster way. I'm also going to teach you. Some students are really fast with numbers, so I'm going to teach you that way as well. So give me a second. Let me get to that. So I'm going to teach you a way that you're always going to get correct answer. That way is going to be so. Hayden, what'd you get?
4 square root 3.
You did it. Excellent job. 2, 24. And now let's break down the 2's. You start divided by 2. You don't divide by larger number. You don't do like 6 and 8. You do 2's first. And then you do 2 again until you cannot do them anymore. So 2 and 6, and then 2 and 3. Is that okay? So you got 1 group of 2, 2 group of 2. So that's going to be 2 times 2 square root 3. So it's a 4 square root 3. Is that okay? Fairly easy, right? Okay. Now, what if there's a 3 police outside? 3 outside. Okay. Let's just say 54. So that means you have to form a group of 3 to get out. But there's only 1 survivor. That means 2 people is going to get shot. Each 3, only 1 survive. Try to learn people's name. Nick, what do you get?
I got past writing it down.
Okay, you got past write it down. Okay. Justin, did you get it? No? Do you understand the trap house way? You do?
I got it.
Oh, I don't call you yet. I won't call somebody I don't know the name of. How about you? Did you get it?
No, I didn't.
No? How about the person behind you?
Oh. 3 cube root 2.
3 cube root of 2. Okay. I don't know if it's right, but we're going to try to do them. So this is 2. 27, right? 3 and 9. Start with a small number on the side. Don't try to do it all the thing. Say this is 3 and 3, right? So guess what? There's 3 outside. You need a phone group of 3. So that's going to try to get out. So that's going to be 3 cube root of. This one has nobody to speak with. That's 2. So 3 cube root of 2. Any questions? Those people don't understand. Do you understand it now? You want to try again? Okay, now we're going to do it with the x. I'm going to start with the x. 50x to the 7, y to the 10. And I'm going to see there's the x and there's y. 50, yes. 50. Now, x to the 7, just x times x times x times x. Just 7 people. Yes? No. I know you got it. You work too fast. What's your name?
Cole,
Hope. Okay, Cole. Would you like to tell me your answer?
I got 5x to the third, y to the fifth to the square root 2x.
How about you? What's your name? All the way in the corner? Yes. No, you. Yeah. Huh? Elisa, what'd you get? You don't know? Okay. How about who else? How about a cheerleader? What's your name? Taylor? Oh, I checked. Mark you absent. I call your name. You didn't reply to me.
Sorry.
Yeah. Did you understand how to do it? No? Did you understand the trap house way? Okay. So, how about keep on giving it a try first? Give it a try first. I feel like you look kind of tired. I feel like you look kind of tired. You just kind of like zone out for a little bit. Okay, Tyler. Now I know Tyler, the cheerleader. Uh, what's the boy in front of Tyler? Oh, what's the boy in front of Tyler?
Brendan.
Brendan Fury. Okay, Brendan Fury, right? Wait. Oh no, that's Nick Fury.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Avenger.
I
Okay.
got 5x to the power of 3, y to the power of 5, square root of x to the power of 1.
Square root x power 1. Does any other things besides the x inside?
Oh, the 2.
Mm-hmm.
2x.
Okay, so whatever the answer is, get it's fun. So so this is 2, this is 25, and this is 5, and this is 5, right? So can I take the 5 out? Because this is 2, this is invisible too, by the way. So there's a 5 and the square root 2. Is that okay? And then the x, right? There was a x. You can think about it like this, right? I mean, this is a long way to do it, but it's fine. This is the x squared. And this is the x. And the y. Y does 10, so you can find group of y. And there was nothing inside. So this, basically y is like this. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But you don't have to write it out. You can just think about you have 10 people. You want to play 2-on-2 versus each other on the basketball. So how many groups of 2 you can form? So that's a way to kind of think about it, right? Roger, do you understand?
Yeah.
You got it right?
Yes.
Tyler, do you understand? You sure? So that means I'm going to ask you a question this time, right? Okay, I'm going to ask you again. Mhm.
Is it X cubed or X squared?
That's great.
X cubed.
Okay.
You're right. So this question is for Tyler. Okay, so this one is going to be 80. X to the 4th, y to the 7. Actually, y to the 7, yes. Try it. Can somebody open the door? Easton, can you open the door? Tyler, you got it?
Yeah. 4x to the power of 2, y to the power of 3, and then square root of 5y.
All right, well, yeah, that's good. Good job. Now I'm going to talk about simplified square root 80. That's the faster way. Now the faster way, you have to know all the perfect squares. So you have to know 100, 81, 64, 49, 36, 25, 16, 9, and 4. So you think about what 80 can divide it by 2, but think it backwards. And this is a faster way. So obviously not this 2, not this 3, not this 4, not 25. The 16 is yes. So you can say that's square root of 16 times square root of 5. So that would be 4 square root of 5. Okay, so that's just a number wise. Now the x, right? This is x to the 4, y to the 7. So it'll be 4x squared, y to the 3, and then 5y. And this is the final things. Yes.
How do you know if it's like 5y or like 5x?
Because there was so there's x, right? There's x, there's group of 2, so you can get out. So this completely out. X is completely gone. But the y has right this, right? There's 1 group, 2 group, this one don't have enough room to get out. Okay, so any questions? No? Kaylin, you got it? You understand how to do it, right? Okay, so now let's combine 2 rules. Square root A times square root B is equal to square root AB. Now, there is a hidden things that you're not supposed to know. For those of you guys in more advanced mathematics, is A and B cannot be both negative at the same time in order for this rule to work. If they're both negative, you must convert to imaginary number before you do that. So, but if A and B, if they are both negative, that doesn't work. And we're going to talk about why that is. So that's more advanced stuff. That's for students who are thinking about like competition math. Like A and B cannot be simultaneously negative in order for this work. But if they're both negative, what do? You have to actually convert to imaginary number first before you do that. But anyway, and we're going to talk about that in a second. So square root A times square root B is square root AB. So can I do this? Square root of 25x to the 7 y to the negative 2 times by square root of 3x to the 8 y to the 10. Okay, so can I multiply those two and ask you to simplify this? Now you're doing exponent rule and the radicals. And now you want to make sure you take out as many things possible. How was the meeting, by the way? What did they talk about?
Rules.
You missed my story, though. Once you get done, check your neighbors, see what they get, and help them out if they didn't.
Oh my god!
That reason
Yeah.
there's no support in the equation.
You see, like, how
It's always, I didn't know. I don't know.
I just.
All right, so how many of you guys feel like they're comfortable with their answer? Raise your hand if you're comfortable with the answer. Comfortable with your answers? Okay, good. So we don't know yet. So we're gonna multiply those two quantity together because I don't want to simplify each individual one. Does that make sense? Because square root A times square root B, I can join them together. I can multiply those two together, and I can say this two multiplied together, that's equal to one big huge radical of 3 times 25 is equal to 75, x to the 15, y to the 8. Is that okay? And then I'll be breaking down with 3, that's 25, and this is 5 and 5. And remember, this 5 can take it outside, this 3 is not. So that is going to be 5, 3, and the x to the 15, that means there are 7 groups. There's 15 people. You can group 7 groups. And this is going to be x to the 7, and then y to the 4th. Now, the 7 group, that means there's still one x left. And that's the answer, final answers right here. How many of you guys got it right? How many of you guys got it wrong? Raise your hand. It's okay. Okay, but where, Kennedy, where did you get it wrong? I want to know.
Just like the beginning part, I thought like distributing it first, then a multiplying first.
Oh, you thought it simplify the radical first, and you simplify each radical. Yeah, so understand the rules. Like rule is like square root A, square root B. They can multiply together first. It make your life easier because it's easier to organize stuff. Because you want to simplify it twice, which is something I would prefer to do, and then you start getting more messier. Right? If you join those two, it's actually becomes easier. So math is thinking about the shorter way to do something, not thinking about the longest way you can possibly do something. Do you understand so far? So can it be like this? Oh, third roots. Uh-oh. Uh, okay, so that is, I want you to simplify now this. So we just keep on increasing the level of difficulty each time. Cole, you already got it?
Yeah.
Okay. If Kaden need help, do you need help?
I'm not gonna need it.
Okay. If you need help, can you help him? Help out each other. When you're helping other people get better as well.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, please excuse this interruption at this time. We are ready for our 10th grade assembly.
10th grader, if you need to go, you can go. Don't worry. You can watch your recording.
You get what I mean? Yeah.
For them, the auditorium. Again, Please work with your holding to make tabs, features, and recording are favorites, and checking, especially with that. Thank you.
I realized it too.
If any other 10th grader need to go, it's fine. It doesn't bother me.
It's gonna sit there at some point.
Like for me, those meetings are kind of boring.
Yeah, I just sit there like everyone's screaming and like it's not.
Yeah, so I got.
Oh,
wait, why did,
Oh, yeah, right.
wait, Joe,
I don't know.
Usually when they have paparazzi, I just stay in my room playing ping pong.
Joe.
No. Audio again? Yeah. There? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why it's
Oh, no.
But now you can say it's fried. Yeah. So the same way, right
Yeah. So you do 10 minus 2, 8, 3 minus -10.
I switched them. No, I do.
Kennedy, you got it? All right, so if there's a radical, there's inside. Order operation told me simplify inside always, right? So 250 to simplify to 2 is 125, x to the 8, y to the 13, y to the 13. So hopefully you see that right away. And that should be a very simple simplification, really easy simplification. Now I'm going to start with a number. The number is 5 times 25, and that's 5 and 5. So that's going to be just 5. Completely take it out. And this is the third root. X to the 8, think about how many groups you can form, a group of 3. So that's going to be 2 group of 3, and there's 2 left over. Is that okay?
Yes.
And then y to the 4, and then y. And that is going to be the answer. Should be not too hard. Is hard or no? Now, let's talk about some event stuff just for a second. And the event stuff is actually we're not gonna talk about event stuff to help. What'd you say? Okay, now you know how to do exponent rule, a combination of radical rule, right? Yes.
Could you explain how you got 13?
How do I get 13? Because of y to the 3 over y to the negative 10. The a to the m over a to the n is always equal to the top minus the bottom. So it'll be y to the 3 minus negative 10. That's equal to y to this 2 negative sign, it becomes positive. So it'll be 3 plus 10. Does that make sense?
Yes.
13. Anybody can do this. Like you don't need a math genius to do this. You just take your time to knowing all the rule, break down all the small rule, and understand how small rule impact the bigger scope of questions. So a lot of time you just have to think about those things when you're solving problems. Did I answer your question? Okay. So we're gonna talk about a little bit more. We're gonna talk about So they give me 2 hours, I'm going to teach you all 2 hours. And you know, sometimes, you know how they have the weather days?
Yeah.
Last time they were like in my room for 3 hours. I teach you all 3 hours. Rationalize. Do you guys know what's rationalize mean? No? Okay, Luke says no. So the thing is, you should not have a radical on a denominator. So let's say if you have 5 over root 2 like this, the proper answer is should not have a square root on the bottom. It's actually the truth. Actually, that's a lie, but it's okay. We're gonna continue to lie to you because you should not have radical on the bottom. The reason being is you should not have radical on the bottom. It's not we lie to you. As a teacher, we lie to you. It's because we want the answer to be consistent. We don't want to have some answer they put a radical on the bottom, some answer they put a radical on the top. A number is a number. It doesn't have that rule says you have the radical on the bottom. But since we lie to you, we're gonna keep that lie. The lie is you should not have radical on the bottom. But how do you get rid of radical? Did anybody remember how to rationalize this? Chase?
You multiply the top and bottom by 2.
Good. And the why you multiply top and bottom root of 2? Because this is 1. And then you can say that's equal to 5 square root 2 over 2. And then that's your new answer. This is a better answer because we want all the answer to be unified by 5 square root 2 over 2. We don't want some people put 5 square root 2 over 2 and some people put 5 over root 2. And so it's harder to grade if you really think about it. Like I want to grade 2 answers. I already grade 1 answer, right? We'll keep consistency. So that way we told students just to make sure the radicals are always on the top and make the teacher's life easier. So on older textbook, a long time ago, they have something that in the older Algebra 1 textbook in 1970s and 1980s, they usually have homework with 3 sections. So 1 to 20 is be rationalize the denominator. So you can rationalize the denominator. And from 20 to 40 is going to be rationalize the numerator. So they don't want a radical numerator. And on the third section will be like, just make sure that it's the proper way to do it. Just to make sure that's improper. Just make sure the radical's on the top. But this is easy. But I'll just in case, I'll make sure you guys understand it. So let's say 10 square root of 4 over square root of 3. And I want you to simplify this. You want to rationalize the denominator. So which one we're trying to rationalize? The numerator or the denominator? Denominator, because we don't want a radical to be on denominator. So what do we need to multiply here? Square root 3 over square root 3. Is that okay? And the bottom is going to give you a 3. The top is going to be 10 square root of 12. Is that okay? Then can I simplify more? Because 12 can be break down more, right? So 2 and 6 and 2 and 3. So you can take out 2. So it's going to be 20 square root of 3 over 3. And this is rationalized. Yes.
Can you just simplify the square root of 4 before you do anything with the denominator?
Actually, that's true. I didn't think about that. You're right. So Julian is really smart. He's like, hey, I can do this. 10 square root of 4 is just 20. right? So can I just square root 3? And it's actually make it a lot easier. Good. So Julian just find a way better than I can do it. I didn't think about it. Well, my brain is like kind of. I've been teaching math all day long, so I didn't see that. But yeah, you're right. So yeah, that's even faster. So that's how you think. Think what's the most efficient way to get something. This is okay, right? Rational denominator. You have seen this before. It's not the first time you're seeing it. Is this easy? Yes. Yes. Okay. But I'm gonna give you a harder one. How do I rationalize when bottom is binomial? Whew. How do you rationalize when bottom is binomial? Now the thing is, you guys don't know how to do this. What does anybody know how to do? You do? Good. What can you tell me?
Well, you have to, instead of just multiplying it by the same thing, you like switch the sign, and then you multiply the top and the bottom by the same thing as the denominator, the sign switch.
Okay, can you tell me what you multiply with?
So for this one, you would multiply the top and the bottom by 4 plus square root of 5.
Do you know what is that called?
I don't remember.
It's called conjugate. Have you heard a term called conjugate before in the past? Okay. So what's your name again?
Caleb?
Caleb? Interesting. What grade are you in?
Junior.
Okay. Who was your math teacher last year?
Davies.
You were paying attention. Nice. So in order to multiply square root of 5 and square root of 5 on the bottom and top, that's not going to simplify. So you're going to multiply something called conjugate. It's going to be 4 plus square root of 5, 4 plus square root of 5. And that's very, very good observation and very, very good. So, but why do we multiply by this? Why do we do this? The relationship of this is called a conjugate. Now, a conjugate is something plus something and something minus something. So the opposite. Now, here's the thing about conjugate. Why do we do conjugate, right? So can you tell me why we do conjugate?
Well, it eliminates because when you multiply them, in this case, you would, if you multiplied it by just the same thing, you would get like, what would it be? Negative 4 square root of 5 twice. But if you multiply it by the conjugate, then you get 4 square root of 5 minus 4 square root of 5, and it cancels out. And it gets rid of the
How come you're junior? You're taking pre-calculus. Are you a year behind in math?
when in middle school, because I transferred from a different school, they put me into like 7th grade math, and then I just never skipped pre-calc. So I was like, technically I was like a year behind where I should have been, because I already knew all the math that they put me in class.
Which middle school? Which state you transfer from?
I didn't transfer from a state. My guidance counselor I transferred from Carver. And my guidance counselor just put me in a class where I
Harvard. That's a That's a tough school.
No, not Harvard. It's,
No.
they had like an IB program, but because of COVID, it was like really bad. So
Where's it? Where's it? I don't know. I was thinking about Harvard right down Raleigh.
it's pretty far away. I don't know where exactly, but it was like way out of the way, and I was just going there for the magnet program, but
Oh, okay.
it wasn't any good.
All right. Very good though. Very good to know about conjugate. So when you multiply this, and the reason why conjugate is there's something called A plus B times A minus B is equal to A squared minus B squared. This is known as what? Do you guys know the name of this? What's the name of this? No. It's called difference of a square. Have you heard that before? Difference of square. I'm going to show you another trick, calculation mind trick. So difference of a square is you're going to get A squared minus B squared. And the reason being is if you were to distribute it normally, right? A plus B times A minus B. If you distribute normally, that's going to give you A squared. And that's going to be minus AB. And then plus AB. And the minus B squared. So that's going to be A squared minus B squared. So you see this two middle term cancel out. That's very, very important. Because if I do this two times together, I'm going to do this on the side. And eventually, I don't need to do that anymore. But I'm going to do it on the side the first time. So if I multiply this, what will happen? 16, right? Plus 4 square root of 5 minus 4 square root of 5 and the minus 5. Do you see that? They just cancel out. So on the bottom, if I know that's going to be this, it's going to be 4 squared minus square root of 5 squared. And that's going to be 3 times 4 plus square root of 5. And then that's going to give you a 16 minus 5, 12 plus 3 square root of 5. Now that's 12 plus 3 square root of 5. Sorry, my handwriting get ugly. Over 11. Now, you should write this way. You should write in this particular rate, 12 over 11 plus 3 over 11 square root of 5. Because they both divided by 11, you're going to write down over that. Okay, we call it splitting. And we had to split in AP Calc too, right, Ethan? You had to split up. That just remind me I had to talk about something when you're here. Does this make sense? Yes? Actually, that's a good question. Do you have to split? In next year class, it's better to split. You don't have to, but it's better to split because for a different reason. Especially for differentiations and antiderivative that you're going to study throughout the next year's class. However, it's not needed, but sometimes does need it because sometimes the answers show up as this way and you had to be able to do. So for example, if you have 2 plus 6 square root of 2 over 4 like this, it's much easier to write 2 over 4 plus minus plus 6 square root 2 over 4, and then you can simplify as 1/2 plus 3 square root 2 over 2. Now, sometimes it can also happen in like a quadratic formula. You got that says 4 plus 8i over 2, something like this. Now, quadratic formula, sometimes they will, in SAT, not in the newer SAT, not in the digital SAT, because digital SAT does no longer deal with complex number. Sometimes they will ask you, give you as A plus BI form. And they say, what is A plus B on SAT? They will ask that way. So therefore, you want to split them and that's equal to 2 plus minus 4i. Now, if a plus, sorry, this is my just plus. So it'll be 2 plus 4i. Now, if the SAT asks you, says, what is a plus b, then you're going to say 6. This is something that we need to do later when we deal with something that's harder, that is called a plus bi form. You have to written in this form. But if you like this not this form, you cannot get the right answer. So always split them. And the reason why we talk about splitting, I think we have enough time. I want to go back to talk about exponent rule. Just one more thing I want to talk about exponent rule. It's the question that's on the AP Calculus. Easton had this question, was 6x to the negative 3y to the 4th minus 8x to the 2y to the 3 plus 10x to y to the 3 over 2x squared y squared. Easton, did you get this question right on your test?
I got it wrong, but I know how to do it.
Yes. So this on your next year first test. What does that say?
Let's connect this.
All right, so let's talk about this. Why is this question important? Because you can split them up. You can split them up to individual terms. So the bottom only has one term that you can split them up individually. And that's on Easton's test. Easton got it wrong, but he knows how to do it now. But I told you, that's going to be on your one question next year. That is going to be on the test, on the first test, algebra test, where everybody failed. So you want to make sure you get that question. And that question I'm going to teach you now is, this one has nothing different, because the bottom's one term. You actually learned about splitting a long time ago. So let's say 1 over 5 plus 2 over 5 is equal to 1 plus 2 over 5. You learned this in 4th grade. You're just going backward. That's it. That's it. You're going backwards. So you can rewrite this in this way. So be 6x to the negative 3y to the 4th over 2x squared y to the square minus ax2 y to the 3rd over 2x squared y squared plus 10x2 y to the 3 over 2x squared y to the 2nd. This one is going to be on your today's homework. So it's going to be 3 x to the negative 3 minus 2 y to the 4 minus 2 minus 4x to the 2 minus 2, which is 0, y to the 3 minus 2 plus 5x to the 2 minus 2, y to the 3 minus 2. So that's going to be 3y to the square over x to the 5th minus anything to the 0 power is 1. So it's times 1 over, not over, times y. And a plus 5y. Oh, they are the same. Okay, you know what? Let's change this to 4 so they are not the same. So be 4 minus 2, this is y squared. And this is the final answer. This is how to simplify down to b. So I split them individually. I simplify each exponent rules. And it's easier to take a derivative of this form rather than this form. So later on, you're going to learn this, especially Eastern, when later on we're going to learn something called quotient rule. You don't want to do quotient rule on this particular thing. You want to simplify before you do. You just do a simple derivative. Yes.
This is 10x y3 and then this is 10x to y6.
Oh, I changed it. I changed this. I changed the number, so otherwise this two numbers are going to add together. So this is 4. So I'm gonna give you 2 questions. One is you gotta do conjugate, and those last 2 questions we're gonna do. So first of all, 4 over 3 minus 2 square root of 5. Actually, this one's too hard. So let's do this. I want you to rationalize. The second question I want you to simplify is 6x to the negative 2, y to the negative 3 over 3x to the 2, y to the 2 minus 12x third y first, minus 4, not 4, minus 6x to the third, y to the fourth. Okay, I want you to simplify those. This one rationalize, and this one is simplifying. Sure. I'll make it bigger. The other one just split and simplify. That should be very intuitive. Should be very, very easy. Just break up to 2, 3 separate terms. This-
6x to the power of -2.
And Easton, you're gonna need to know this on a limit test. It's called conjugate. You want to multiply the conjugate.
Will we be asked to do it like it's like 3 minus like 2 to the square root of 5?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you're in calculus, you should be able to do all
I'm
that.
not sure how to do that.
Okay, so that's also add another difficulty on the bottom. 3 plus 3 square root of 5. Or 3 minus.
Is the limits test the one after the trig test?
Yeah. So depending on which one you want to do. You can do the right one. It's more easier to rationalize. Your homework is gonna be a little bit both. I'm gonna start writing your homework questions here, so I can hit 2 by 1.
Wait, it's
Yeah, like I get, like I did the same thing as you.
that's probably wrong.
I did the same thing
I
as you.
got
I
this.
think I don't know if I like myself.
What you got for the second one?
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, either way, yeah.
I guess we have.
Let's go.
That's probably wrong. Yeah. That's the second one. What? What am I? Because it's 2 lines.
Number 3, sorry, 4. Or 4x what?
Negative to the 0.
Negative 2 minus
Actually,
Without negative 2. Oh.
On number 4, 4x.
you can take a 4x to the 4. So let me change this for a little bit. This one is
Oh, it's not
It's a little bit flex.
They all have different variables, so I think that
Wait.
unless they have the exact same
you can take a picture of it.
Wait, is
I'd rather
it
write them.
Is that extra fork then?
Yeah, we have
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, let me go over all of them.
Is it already happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna multiply this by 4. I'm gonna multiply by what? 3 plus root 5, right? Did you guys do that?
Yes.
3 plus root 5. If I multiply by that, I'm gonna get 9 minus 5 on the bottom. Does that make sense or no? 3 squared minus square root 5 squared. And this 4 is gonna distribute 3 plus square root 5. So that's equal to 12 plus 4 square root 5 over 9 minus 5. Is that okay? Which is 4. And which is 12 plus 4 root 5. Which is here I want you to simplify would be 3 plus 3 plus square root 5. And that's the final answer. Because you can split and simplify. Is that okay? Because I split them 12 over 4 plus 4 square root 5 over 4. Any questions? Is this okay for everybody? Let's just simplify it by conjugate. You're going to have all those questions on the test. This is like a good test review. And I know next question. When is the next test? Probably next Thursday. So, but we're going to including a lot of stuff. So, Thursday or Friday. I don't know which day is it. Is this okay? All those questions on the test. All those questions on the. So you don't need to study for math. When people look at a notebook and they try to study math, I know they're gonna fail. You don't study math. You do the work, and that's it. Nobody ever studied math. Do the homework. This one, I'm going to split them. So it'll be 6x negative 2 y to the negative 3 over 3x squared y to the square. Every time you have bottoms one term, split them. Just like this. 12x third y over 3x squared y squared minus 6x to the third y to the fourth over 3x squared y squared. So I'm going to simplify this. It's going to be 2. I'm going to do it really fast. This one's going to be y to the 5 minus 4 over y x, I think, minus 2x y squared. And this should be a final answer. For the harder one, it's not much harder. You just multiply by conjugate this. 3 plus 3 square root of 5 over 3 plus 3 square root of 5. Then that's equal to 9 on the bottom, or 3 squared minus 3 square root of 5 squared, which is 12 plus 12 square root of 5. And then this one is going to be end up to be 9 minus 9 times 5, which is 45. 4 plus 12 square root 5. So that's going to be negative, wait, negative 36, right? And that's going to be negative 1/3 plus 1/3 square root 5. You should split always when you have two different terms. And that's the final answer. Lastly, I know we have 3 minutes. We're going to talk about events for advanced students. If you think you're an advanced student, you can always think that way. Why does the rule square root A times square root B, both A and B cannot be negative? So for example, let's say square root of -6. This is actual exam on the older exam. Square root of -6 and square root of -12. This one will be on a bonus question on your first test. Square root of -6 times square root of -12. You're gonna say, oh yeah, they just multiply together, square root of 72. And that's equal to 6 root 2. And that's the wrong answer. The reason being is they both cannot be negative. If they both negative, you must do something else first. So square root of -6 times square root of -12. This is the wrong way to do it. Wrong way. You want to you want to do that I square root of 6 times I square root of 12. And I times I is equal to I squared square root of 72. I squared is -1. If you learn in algebra 2 correctly, that's going to be -6 square root 2. And this is the correct answer, not 6 square root 2. So that's why they both cannot be negative. If they both negative, you have to convert to mixed number first. If one of them is negative, it's fine. But both negative, you have to change the complex number because square root of -1 is I, and the I squared is equal to -1. Oh. Great. Somebody trying to hijack my stuff. I don't know. Anyways, right here. If you want to take a picture, you can.
We need to go outside the door right now. They're waiting. I need to go away. Good one.
Yeah.
Can somebody take a whole picture, post on group chat? I don't have VPN, so. Take a close look. You look like you're stressing out.
Very much so.
Who's your algebra 2?
See. No, I can say. Yeah.
And then
They're most, yeah, me too.
There's so much more. That's where it's at.
okay.
So.
The name
like Thanks so much. Really, yeah. Dropped out.
Hi, I'm looking for Mr. Ollie student. Do you mind if I stay?
Friday.
Oh.
You can stay. I don't care. I don't care.
Okay, I just be doing my homework in the back. I'm waiting for Isaac one of something taking. Yes. Thank you so much.
How'd you do on your test?
For
Double count.
calculable, not that great, but
No, I play soccer. I got it. Oh, there you go.
Okay, you're on the meeting.
How many goals ever? Nine. So for this one, if you did stop, like, I with my my pocket like
That's every day.
yeah, like if
No, but it's not all my days.
just the morning, but like say like why isn't it in like my life?
I mean, I can, but it's like,
Yeah, you thought okay.
So where's the ping pong happening?
what's the about that?
People didn't really. You know. Some of them. Steve.
Yeah. Can you go to Miss Ollie, get your test?
Okay.
And then bring it. Miss Ollie said you did well.
He said I did well, but I saw my grade and I don't think I did that well.
Oh,
This is my lowest grade ever.
what's your grade?
I'll show you.
Okay, so you're in the IB. You got it like a whole. Yeah. Are you friend?
Hey, friend.
Is it okay? Have to wait to get picked up.
It's gonna take forever.
I've seen you for like whatever.
We definitely. We've been talking about it.
You want? Take this one.
Yo, there's so much shit.
Okay.
I'm not actually saying.
Did you ask me?
Well, that's I'm gonna have to try to hard. Can you turn off my screen?
Hey, this is not.
No, just pay.
I want to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what we're getting for. Watch this thing right here.
Get the other one. Get the other one.
King Kong Captain, bro. Where am I racking at? Oh, this one? I'm gonna get the net. I'm gonna get a lunch. No, I'm not a player. I'm just saying. And I got you. Oh shit.
That's good.
'97. So proud of you. I was gonna ask him what do you think? Go wrong one. What'd you get last week? Oh,
6 times.
do I keep for your back? I get Alan up here. Come on. Wait, Alan have to give them come set up. Alan. So much harder. No guarantee that I can. Yeah, you got it. You should have put it out right here. Okay. Well, not time. Mira, we got this one. I'm not reading that. Oh, Garrett and Brandon are about. Hey, Garrett, bro. No, I think you got it right. You got it. Because the first day you came back here when I started. No, that's alcohol, bro. It's alcohol. What you get, man? Really bad or really no. I was like, no, yo, who closed the door, bro? Which dumbass closed the door?
Darren, do you know where the key is? You know which one for the door?
Where's the paddle?
There. Evan, I'd like to find you there.
Put some alcohol in that.
Alcohol
won't do shit, bro.
No, it won't affect it.
I put water in.
Water doesn't affect it.
Alan, bro, why are you closing the door? Bro? You're not there. That's the point, bro.
Alright, Alan, pull it up.
He hates Halloween. This is the only no, Art got that stuff.
Well, there might be a.
Yo, get out of my way. In my way. Get your big back on. Oh, this is your.
I gotta take it. I gotta take it.
Yo, get your ass out here, bro. You're in my way, dude.
You know, I swear to God, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Bro, you're already getting put out.
It's all gone, bro. All the
You were with him.
You were with Trishon. Yeah, I was. Oh, that's a question.
that how you're supposed to turn it off? Wait, is it Mr. Graham have bandage here? Oh, it is still.
You want to get
Hey, tell me what you get. You're gonna give me your paper.